everybody and welcome back to my YouTube channel. Redhead Boo here, back with a new video. So I want to say a few months ago now I did a video of a new tag that I came up with called my Ultimate Disneyland Paris tag, because obviously Disneyland Paris is one of my happy places, and I sort of wanted to do a similar video to that one, but to do with Disney Cruise Line, because I am just as obsessed with Disney Cruise Line as I am with Disneyland Paris. I've been lucky enough to be on a few myself, and I'm going on another one next summer, and yeah, I can't wait. So I just thought I would answer 20 questions about maybe my experiences with Disney Cruise Line, and yeah, so I hope if any of you guys are thinking of booking a cruise or have a cruise booked and it's your first ones, you sort of want to know what to expect, then I hope this video helps people out in a way, because that would mean everything to me if it does. So, question number one. When did I take my first Disney cruise? Apologies if I get the date wrong, but I'm pretty sure my first Disney cruise was on the Magic, and it was one of the UK staycation Magic at Sea cruises. It was amazing. It was all socially distanced, obviously because of the pandemic, but in a way I do think it was a nice introduction to like the cruising lifestyle, because before that I'd never been on a cruise and I'd never really been on a proper Disney holiday, and I was just like, combine the two, maybe it'd be something I'd be interested in. And my god, it was incredible. I loved every second. And the minute I stepped off board, I was like, I want to do another one, because it was just insane. So I did it from Liverpool with my good friend Emma, and actually that's where we met Paul and Alex for the very first time, which was lovely. And yeah, it just holds such a special place in my heart, does the Magic. And yeah, it just, when I think back, it just has all the incredible memories that I shared with my friends, and yeah, it was just incredible. I think we did the first official like proper sailing on the Magic, and it was the 15th to the 18th of July, I believe. So yeah, very, very special, and I loved it. So great first experience for me. Question number two. What is your favourite thing about Disney cruises? Oh, my favourite thing? I think just the fact that like you can take it how you want it. So you can do all of the quizzes, you can do all the different activities on board, or you can just take it as relaxing, as chilled out as you want. If you want an itinerary that's like adult only, they are available, and there are obviously the adult only areas on board all of the ships. So yeah, I highly recommend Disney cruises. I think if you love going to the parks and you love Disney, they are just ideal. And yeah, just to have all of the characters around and all of the food, obviously you've got all the merch stores, and yeah, it's just a lovely experience. And the fact that obviously you've got like all of the food included, unless you do like Paolo or Remy or Enchanté, I think it's called, I don't know, I probably butchered that, but hey ho. But yeah, just to have everything included, it's just incredible, and I highly recommend. Question number three. What was your favourite memory on board the Disney Magic? that is tough, because there were just, for me, there were so many standout memories, but I genuinely think this memory for me will always stand out. And it wasn't so much as when we were on board, it was something that happened that morning. And I am going to say, heading down to the port before like going back to the hotel after having breakfast to obviously leave the room and then go do all of the security and everything, and it was actually seeing the ship for the very first time, like to walk around the corner and see it and just be like, we're actually going to be going on that. Like, it's just, it didn't really like seem real to me until we were having the test, and then you got the all clear, and then you could obviously go on board. But I think my favourite memory on board the Magic was probably just meeting all my friends, because it was the first time I'd properly met Emma as well. So that was lovely. And just seeing so many people and chatting to so many people like Louisa, Paul and Alex. And because it was at 50% capacity, you bumped into the same people over and over again. And that's what I loved. So, question number 4. What was your favourite memory on board for Disney Fantasy? Oh my god. Honestly, this is so hard, because like the Magic, I had so many incredible memories on board the Fantasy. Like, there were just so many standout things that happened that I will never forget. But I think for me, oh gosh, I don't know. I think I am going to say, well, to be honest, there's 2 standout moments. So I will say riding the aqueduct, because that was so much fun and it was so quiet the day that I did it, so it was incredible. But I will also say doing karaoke, because that is something I regretted not doing on the Magic. So then when I went on the Fantasy, I was like, I sort of want to do it. And yeah, so those for me. But also like getting to see Jade experience her first ever cruise, and like for me knowing what to expect, and then like seeing her reactions, and obviously seeing her with the characters, and then like all the different foods, and just embracing every second. I think that really just made me happy, seeing her happy. So yeah, those are special to me. Question number 5. Which restaurant across all of your Disney cruises has been your favourite? Oh my god. Okay, so I've got 2. And technically they're both on the Magic. So for entertainment wise, with this particular restaurant, and theming as well, my favourite, I will say, is Rapunzel's Royal Table. I actually cried in this restaurant on board the Disney Magic. It was the perfect way to wrap up the cruise for me. And I just loved it to pieces. But also, I really loved Animator's Palette on the Magic. I really enjoyed the drawing where like Mickey brings it to life, and I really enjoyed the menu as well. So yeah, just I feel like those 2 for me were the ones that really stood out above all of the others, because I'm not gonna lie, the theming of the restaurants on the Fantasy was not great, but yeah, So yeah. Question number 6. What has been your favourite Disney cruise show so far? Oh, okay. So my favourite Disney cruise show, I'm gonna say it's not one of the stage shows, like the Broadway style shows. It's actually the Sail Away party on the Fantasy. When we couldn't have a Sail Away party on the Magic, I was gutted because, I mean, I guess we did get the welcome show with Captain Mickey and Captain Minnie, but to finally get the chance to see a Sail Away party, and not only that, but to somehow end up being right at the front, which was insane, and then to have like Minnie blow me a kiss and have all of the characters there, and like obviously all the cast members as well. That for me will always be a special show and will always be something that I won't ever forget. So yeah, that for sure will always be special to me. Question number 7. What was your favourite onboard activity or experience? I am going to say that my favourite activity or onboard experience on all of the Disney cruises I've been on so far has got to be mixology. Like, I did it for the first time on the Magic, but obviously because it was the pandemic, there had to be a few changes to that. So you couldn't actually mix the drinks yourself. So they basically like talked through how they do it, and then you basically drink them. So yeah, it wasn't the best, but it was fun. So to then do it again on the Fantasy, and to actually get the opportunity to try and mix the drinks yourself, that was really fun, and I really, really enjoyed it. The 2 cast members we had were amazing, to the point where I did a cast compliment for both of them. The group that we did it with as well was also really small, so that sort of made the experience better. It was more personal, and like you got to know so many different people, and yeah, it was lovely. So definitely for me, mixology will always be a highlight. So question number 8. What is your favourite character interaction you've had on a Disney cruise? Oh. Yeah. So my favourite Disney character cruise interaction I've had was actually from my first cruise on the Magic. So ever since learning that it was going to be obviously socially distanced and you couldn't really do like proper meet and greets with the characters, like they did do the meet and greets and it was fun, but one thing I sort of wanted to do, which sort of became a bit of a theme, was to play a socially distanced game of fetch with Pluto, because I thought he's probably going to be a character who'll be out. And it wasn't until the very last full day that I actually got the chance to see him. And it was on the last day, so everyone was at the pools. The atrium was dead, and it was literally me, my friend Louisa, and Pluto. I was just like, you know what, I'm just gonna do it. And it was hilarious. Like, he just wanted to keep playing, and he was getting very excited, and then we had like a little selfie, and yeah, it was just lovely. And then like every time he saw me again on that night, he would just like remember and just want to keep playing. So it was very special, and I'll never ever take that interaction for granted. So yeah, I just love Pluto a lot. So yeah, very special moment for me. Question number 9. What is the most magical moment you've experienced on board? Ooh. Most magical moment? Gosh, this is hard. This is a tough one, actually. Well, actually, no, it's not. So, I know a lot of the memories have been from the Magic, but because this was obviously my first ship and my first experience at a cruise, like, I always think back to it and refer to it a lot. And one of the most magical experiences for me from any of my Disney cruises, so one of my big ambitions on the Magic, especially on day 3, was I just wanted to win a medal. Like, I wanted one of the Mickey medals, and I was entering quizzes, I was taking part in game shows, and I never won any. So I was like, oh, that was basically my last chance to get one. And I sort of got to know cast member Mike a lot. Like, every quiz, every game show, it was him who was there, and he would tell me, he'd be like, oh, Lucy, come to this if you want to try win one. So he sort of knew that I had a bit of an ambition to get one. And then the very last night we went to Fathoms, all as like a big group of friends, to watch the evening entertainment, and it was great. It was a lot of fun, and I had the best time, and it was a great highlight to end the cruise. And it was with, oh, Maple, sorry, the dog's just being cute. And there was me, Emma, Louisa, and then Paul and Alex as well. And Emma was just like, wait there, because you've been trying all day. I'm going to go and see if we can chat to Mike and just see if we can get one. Because it's obviously the last cruise, they'll probably have to get rid of them, so let's just see if we can get one. And lo and behold, they came back to the table with 3 Mickey medallions, all for us. And I was just like, how did you manage that? And she basically said, he just asked if we were friends of you. I was just like, you know what, just take this for her and you guys can have one too. And on our way out of the entertainment, I actually said, like, thank you to Mike, because I just thought that was such a magical moment and something really special to look back on. And I've still got the medallion, and I still like think back to it. So yeah. So question number 10. Magic or fantasy, which ship had the better atmosphere? Oh, oh God. I mean, to be honest, they both had a better atmosphere for different reasons. Like, the Magic, I think, because a lot of people had been in the same position, had holidays cancelled, and then to have that just made everyone emotional and feel special. And then obviously the fantasy, because it's a bigger ship, it's slightly more elegant than the Magic, and it's slightly bigger as well. So you still get that like community aspect. So in a way I think they both have a better atmosphere, so I can't really compare. I'm sorry. Question number 11. Magic or the fantasy, which ship had the better dining experiences? Hands down, I've got to say the Magic. Like, I ate at Paolo on the Magic, and I obviously did the rotational dining and cabanas, and I just loved it. Like, the restaurants on the Magic are some of the best I've ever eaten at. Obviously, when I go on the Wish, that is probably all going to change, because the restaurants on the Wish look insane. So yeah, not prepared for that. Question number 12. Magic or fantasy, which ship had the better entertainment? I'm gonna have to say fantasy for this one, just because the only entertainment we had on the Magic were the quizzes, bingo, and then obviously Dreams and the welcome show. But obviously on the fantasy we had Aladdin, Believe, Frozen, Pirate Night, Sail Away Party, Serial Soon show. So there was a lot more to actually watch on the fantasy. So yeah, I feel like I experienced the like shows a lot better on the fantasy. So for me, I think entertainment wise, the fantasy just beats it. It does. Question number 13. If I could relive one day from either cruise, which would it be? So on the Magic, I think I would relive... I'm gonna say day 3, because that day was a lot of fun, like taking part in all the shows and the quizzes, and obviously the fun meet with Pluto, and going to the kids club in the morning and meeting Woody. Like, there were so many cool experiences on that day for me. And then from the fantasy, I will say I would relive... oh gosh, I don't know. Like, every day on the fantasy was incredible, but I think I would say... oh, I don't know. Day 3, because that was the day I bounded as Donald and Goofy and met them both. But then as well, that was the day of the Serial Soon show and me basically having an emotional breakdown. So yeah, I adored that day so much. And because obviously I got to meet my favourite characters and Jade got to meet Belle, so yeah, just both for me were very, very special. So yeah. Question number 14. What is your favourite Disney cruise photo from both cruises you have done? I know exactly which photos I am going to choose for this, so I don't know how well it will show up on the iPad, but you've got this one that was taken on the Magic on my first cruise, which I adore this photo. And then it was very hard to choose a photo from the fantasy, but one of the meets that I did on the fantasy, and I just, after this meet and a mate earlier on in the cruise, I had a bit of an obsession with Captain Minnie, and we basically twinned in this photo, and I just absolutely love it. Like, it is so cute, so brilliant, and yeah, I'll just never forget it, ever. So yeah. Question number 15. Ow, that was my ankle. Ow. What are you most excited to experience on the Disney Wish? I think for me, probably the Arendelle restaurant. I am so excited to eat there because on vlogs it always looks amazing, but I just think whenever you do Disney Cruise Line, vlogs do not do it justice. Like, to actually be there in person is probably going to be incredible. I'm excited for the Let's Set Sail show, which I think is now on the Dream and the Fantasy. So I'm quite glad I saw the Sail Away party rather than Let's Set Sail, because the fact that I get to experience it for the first time on the Wish just makes everything like so much better. So yeah, I'm very excited for that. And riding the Aquamouse I think is going to be a lot of fun, because again, it looks amazing and I'm so excited for it. So yeah, I can't wait for the Wish. Like, I can't actually believe I'm going on it. It's just insane. So yeah. Question number 16. What is at the very top of your Wish bucket list? Okay, I know what the answer to this is. The thing that I am probably most excited about on the Disney Wish is a show that I know that Adam Hatton adores, and I feel like I'm going to adore it as well. And it is Seize the Adventure, because it just... I'm not sure what it's about. I think it is like a character variety show, and it just looks incredible. Well, obviously I've not seen it because you're not allowed to film any of the shows, but I am so excited to see it in person, and just, yeah, I know it's going to be special. I know I'm going to adore it. So yeah, I just can't wait. I'm so excited. Question number 17. We are nearly there, guys. Sorry. What are you hoping the Wish does better than the Magic and the Fantasy? Okay. I really hope that the merch is better. And like, because this time we want to try one of the port adventures, so I'm hoping that the weather's better as well, so that obviously when we get off the ship we can just enjoy a nice day, because we are planning on getting off once, because it's a longer itinerary, so we can still spend the same time that we spent on the Fantasy on the ship. So yeah. And I am hoping and praying that I get Royal Gathering and Moana does it, because she's one of the characters that I've never met, and I've always wanted to be like, always wanted to meet her. So yeah. And I just hope that Chip and Dale and Daisy will be out meeting and greeting, because I have a very exciting bound planned. Actually, I think I have 3 planned currently. So yeah, just very excited. Question number 18. What advice would you give to someone booking their first Disney cruise? Definitely look at the different itineraries that are available, because obviously there's like the 3 nights, there's the 5 nights, there's the 7 nights. Take into consideration which ship you're thinking of sailing on, because they are all very different. And I think as well, like I've said before, it also depends on like what activities you want to do. So if, like me, you love a cocktail, you love like tasting classes, I would recommend checking them out. If you want to check out the fine dining locations, definitely do it. It's not always easy to try and get a like dining reservation, because on the Wish I do want to try Paolo. So yeah, I am very much hoping that I manage to get it. If not, it's not the end of the world, and I can try doing like a waiting list for it. And just embrace every second of the trip, like whether it be characters, shopping, food, drinks, just enjoy it. So yeah, it's definitely worth it. Question number 19. What have been your top 5 character cruise meet and greets and why? So this question was originally going to be 3, but then I remembered there were 2 more which were incredibly special to me. So in at number 5, I am going to say meeting Woody in Andy's room on the Disney Magic during, I think, is it Oceaneers Club, on the open house for the kids club. Was not expecting it. Like, I literally just heard a mum say to their kid, "Oh gosh, look, it's Woody," and he just came out, and I was like, get a photo with him, and he loved my mask, and yeah, it was very, very nice. In at number 4, I am going to say meeting Captain Hook on Pirate Night on Disney Fantasy. That meet and greet was just everything. Like, I've always wanted to meet Captain Hook, I've always wanted to meet a villain, and to finally get the chance, and he was a proper gent, so yeah, a lot of fun. Probably in at number 3, I will say meeting Chip and Dale on the Disney Magic on Marvel morning of the cruise. I didn't know they were going to be out, and a cast member actually said, "Are you a fan of Chip and Dale?" And I said yes. And I said I always wanted to meet them because they looked so much fun, and I had Chip and Dale ears on. And the cast member was like, "If you love them, we recommend you go to D Lounge after the fan face off, and you never know, they could make an appearance." So I went, and they turned up, and they were absolutely incredible. They loved my ears so much, and all of like the cast members were hyping me up, and it was just the best feeling in the world. So yeah. And then in at number 2, I am going to say a certain little captain, and I'm going to say Captain Minnie on the Disney Fantasy. So this meet and greet in particular actually, I think, was our first meet and greet of the whole trip, because we were literally looking on the app, and I was like, Minnie Mouse will be out when we get on. So we literally went up the stairs to find her. We met her, and I remember one of the cast members who was with her just said, "Is this your first cruise?" And I said, "No, it is not my first cruise. I did the Magic back in 2021, and I remembered that I wanted to say to a character, like, this is the first cruise that I've done where we've actually been allowed to hug, because the last time we weren't allowed to hug. And at this point, I had already had a hug with Minnie, which was adorable, and I loved it. But yeah, after I said that, she just sort of like looked at me and then like put her arms out, and I was just like, and I was trying so hard like not to get emotional, but I was just like, thank you, Minnie, that was really sweet. And yeah, it was just a lovely moment. So that meet will always be special. But obviously, in at number one, I had to say, matching with Donald Duck on the Disney Fantasy, my number one character just had to be. Literally like matching with him perfectly. All of the cast members just being like, look at her bag, look at her shirt, like she's obviously a big fan. And I was like, I am. And I got the biggest hug. I got so many photos, and I loved it every second. And then finally, question number 20, what has been your favourite pieces of merchandise you've bought on board your cruises? So the first items I'm going to say is this pair of ears that I got on the Disney Magic. I adore these ears so much, like I love them. And then this top I saw a lot of people wearing. I was just like, do I need it? And I got it, and it was the red jersey Disney Cruise Line t-shirt that I absolutely adore. And then my favourite purchase on board the Fantasy, who slept on the sofa bed with me every single night, was of course my Daisy and my Goofy plushes. I adore these two, so yeah, they're very special to me. But anyway guys, that was my ultimate Disney Cruise Line tag. I really hope you all enjoyed it. If you did, please do not forget to like and subscribe, and I will see you all very soon with a new video. But for now, this is Redhead Boo signing off. Bye!